projection for digital signage.
We are.
Welcome.
Thank you, Tim.
It's one thing that folks don't think a lot about when they think of digital signage. They think of displays, right? Direct view LED and LED and LCD. You guys have made the case the last few years that projection still has a very big role to play in the digital signage market.
I think that's true, and I think the digital signage market, when you start to look at informational displays, the technologies that you mentioned can be very, very effective. And when you move from informational to experiential, say you're adding an element of interactivity, or it's surrounding the viewer, or it's on three-dimensional surfaces, that's where projection technology can play a new role. And occasionally it can be just projection, or it can be complementary to many of the technologies that you just mentioned.
Yeah, some of the things you guys are showing in this is almost like, it's even beyond digital signage and almost into digital art. Right, so you've got some things behind us here where you're projecting a clock onto a surface, right?
That's right.
You're able to here in a retail environment be able to project certain specifications or costs and stuff like that.
That's right.
Onto the actual elements.
That's right. I mean, I think when you look at projection mapping and large-scale public art, or even corporate art in the form of interactive corporate lobbies or museums, I think you're starting to see those lines start to blur. And I think what's really driving it is laser projection, so you get lighter, brighter projectors that are quieter. I think you get ultra short throw lens technologies that enable you to hide the projector and create incredibly large images from very close up. And even screen technologies with ambient light rejection and harvesting ultra short throw projection. So there are many technologies that are contributing to projection's expanded role.
Yeah. One thing you guys are also showing here is that interactivity, right? You're projecting something onto a floor, folks can stand on that, and then something happens.
That's right.
Right. When it comes to event experiences like that, walk me through kind of how you, Epson, can either walk the consultant through or the system integrator through, taking that from concept through an actual deployment like that.
That's a great question, because there are many different steps and many different technologies that are involved. I mean, what we're showing here, we have a 12-foot by 18-foot wall, and we have two 15,000 lumen projectors with ultra short throw lenses, and we're actually stacking them.
Okay.
So we're using two just to pump up the brightness. So we've got 30,000 lumens on a 12-foot by 18-foot screen, and then we have a simple security camera that's pointed down, and it senses when a user steps into a square, and that triggers content via notch into a disguise server, and then interactive content is served when it senses someone's presence. I mean, it's really an incredible piece of technology, but from an installation standpoint, the wall is simply a wall. It's not even a screen, and yet it's hugely immersive. So you don't have to have multiple tiles, multiple power supplies. You have higher resolution. So it's a much simpler install with respect to versus, say, an LED wall.
Yeah.
So it's higher resolution, lower power consumption. We can deinstall the projectors and walk away. So it's a very elegant, high resolution, low complexity solution from a physical standpoint, but actually serving it requires a fair level of complexity.
Yeah, and then the integrators can talk with you guys and kind of walk them through exactly how you deploy that, not necessarily how you design it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Usually the integrator is staging and installing the equipment, and they may work with a content provider. A lot of our integrator partners have content creation as part of their service offering, so it's an exciting time.
Yeah, absolutely. If somebody wants to find out more about what you guys are showing here or anything else you guys have going on, how do they do that?
Please go to Epson.com.
All right, very good. Gavin, my name is Tim Albright. For more information about us and more videos from DSE 2019, go by the website, AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv.